Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to the Enhanced Sports Show. It is just after 4 o'clock in the New York, New Jersey area. My name is Lou Tenor, and I thank you for tuning in. The number to call is 512-543-4662. I'll repeat it again, 512-543-4662. And we'll be here just before 6 o'clock when Russell McGee takes over with his fine show on the DMV Sports Show, that is. And don't forget, you can also check us out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in the Enhanced Sports Show exactly as it says, and you will see the show in its entirety, as well as other shows from the past few months. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Okay, we got some callers here. All right. Steve Ken, is that you? Okay, for some reason, your mic just got unmuted. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Steve Davidson. Good. What's that in the background, man? Okay. All right. From New Haven. Is that you, Alex? Chris. Oh, okay. The other new Connecticut number. Sorry. Yeah, I'm so used to having another Connecticut call. I'm forgetting. All right, and Diane. Okay, guys. Remember, I started around 4:05, 4:06 to do the introduction. So if I'm taking too long, don't hang up though. Okay, just come right back in. I mean, I'm not trying to be hasty or anything. So whoever the other DC caller was, please call back in. I apologize. All right, so we got a lot to cover as usual. So I think we'll begin with the ridiculous soap opera. I'm getting an We'll just have to deal with it, guys. That's all. We'll just have to. All right, so here's how this will work. I think I'll start with the soap opera of the week that has become with the NBA with the 76ers. The NBA has launched an inquiry into circumstances surrounding Sixers star James Harden's comments over Sixers president Daryl Morey, source of ESPN. The league office is believed to be pursuing an understanding of whether Harden was uh, pretending a holdout for next season in violation of league CBA rules have been resurfacing past contract discussions with the organization that might constitute salary cap issues, according to sources. Harden had indicated that his public comments were more a liar, liar, pants on fire this past week. Oh boy, has only been a response to more ending trade discussions with the expectation that Harden will start the season with the Sixers. That's according to whatever sources you believe in. Yes. Neither the Sixers or Harden would be in violation of any league guidelines should they be communicated with league officials. The Sixers informed that Harden had not been there's not been a suitable trade. His desired destination would be the LA Cut-Ups, Diamond Clippers, uh, and expected to report to their training camp next month, which Harden planned to do anyway. Despite public speculation, Harden made no previous allegations to a previous handshake agreement with the Sixers on a future contract. Harden was in China this past week promoting his new line of Adidas shoes. Harden said, "Maury, I don't want to be part of an organization that he is a part of." Hmm. So it's been pretty hectic with the Sixers and the organization. This leads me to my first question, by the way, of the week. And who is to blame for this ridiculous soap opera? Is it Maury? Is it Harden? Is it Joel Embiid? Is it the organization itself? Or is there anybody else involved in this latest comic tragedy in the sports world? So, Steve Davidson, I'm going to start with you. Who is to blame for this mess? Aha. Okay. Can you elaborate why? And they say greed is good. Not always. Steve Ken, your thoughts? Sorry, that might be my fault. That might be my fault. I'm hearing a I think it's, with the speakers, so just go on with it. So Steve, your thoughts? Yes. Mhm. He's a d Right. Oh, yeah, let's go. Yeah, Brooklyn, then up the river. Yes. And it was right, yeah. That's a very interesting possibility. I mean, 'cause Harden has been all over the place, Houston, then New Jersey, then goes up the turnpike to play with Philadelphia, and now he's not happy with that. This guy is a big diva. I mean, he's even worse than Dennis Rodman, who I thought was the biggest diva of all in the NBA of all time. But I think, that now Harden takes the cake. Chris, you're what? Okay. Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah. I think he is past 30. Mhm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Chris, your thoughts? Yes. Never. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Mhm. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. Right. True. Yes. Yes. I gotta agree with you on that. Yes. Diane, your thoughts? Yeah, I think I blame Harden too. Some say it's they should have never let Jimmy Butler leave. They said they hire Maury. Any comment or anything like that. But it's Harden that's doing the damage. I mean, he's the one that's not satisfied. Never was. I mean, he is just a diva. I think he's Dennis Rodman in disguise. To be honest with you, but he has been a big problem. And if he gets the trade to go to the Clippers, he might find another problem with that. So it's going to be the same situation again maybe next year. I mean, this guy is a complete lunatic. Am I the only one who thinks that, or does anyone else agree with me that? I mean, Harden's a good player. I'll give you that. He is, no question. But his comments or anything he makes off the court, is just baffling me. And he can't seem to make his mind where he wants to be. Yes. The scapegoat. I believe he did. And but after the big three became a big bust, he's like, nah, forget, I'm out of here. You know, he wants to play with the winning team, and Brooklyn wasn't getting it, despite with all the injuries and Kobe, and then everything's fell apart. And then Harden said, hey, I'm thinking of Charlotte to Philly. Anybody want to join me? Oh boy. So now this is happening. Now he wants to go to Clippers. Yes. Hmm. Yeah, that's right. Hold on, one more time. Right. The regime. Mm, right. No. But to call Maury a liar, I mean, that's pretty serious stuff here. The owner. No, true. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I would think not. Okay, moving on to the next topic here, which is NBA related. I try to connect the dots, guys. So just bear with me that the NBA will begin its new season with the defending champion Nuggets taking on the Lakers, as the Nuggets will raise the championship banner for the first time at the Ball Arena. Oh boy. The league released its schedule for the upcoming season back on Thursday. Yes, Thursday. The Nuggets will begin on opening night, which is October 24th, against the Lakers, which is now 74 days away. And this will probably be LeBron. This will be LeBron's 21st and perhaps, I say perhaps, final season. I don't want to jump the gun here, so I'm just saying as probably. Okay. Oh, that won't be on next year, correct? Okay. Mm, right. Okay. Yes. Oh boy, that's insulting. That's kind of insulting, and they're going to do it right in front of LeBron. I mean, the Lakers didn't win, you know. It is. It's embarrassing. It's insulting. You're like, you're gonna do it in front of me. I didn't win. What are you trying to do to me? What are you trying to make a monkey out of me or something? You know, I don't think that's right. I mean, you didn't win, so you're gonna put it right in front of his face, like, oh, thanks a lot, guys, for making me feel, yeah, that's not right. That's not right. Right. Not anymore. Yeah. All right. So moving on to continue what I was saying. Um, in game two of the doubleheader, the opening night featured the Nuggets versus the Warriors as Devin Booker faces off Chris Paul. Hey, I'm not like that match. October 25th, the Celtics will take on the Knicks. Where's the Warriors? Sorry. Um, on the next night, the Celtics will take on the Knicks, and the Spurs with top draft pick Victor Wembanyama takes on Luka Doncic and the Mavericks. NBA fans, put that on your calendar. I think you might want to. Okay. On the 26th, the Sixers with head coach Nick Nurse will take on the Bucks on the 26th. And maybe the Nurse might need a doctor by then. On the 28th, the Knicks will take on the Jazz. On Christmas Day, we have a slew of games. Ready for this, guys? There's 5 of them. For your breakfast or brunch, the Knicks will take on the Bucks. Followed by the Warriors and Nuggets for your afternoon appetizer. Dinner course, Lakers versus the Celtics. Dessert, Sixers versus Heat. And if you want a late night snack, Mavericks versus the Suns. I know I did all that, but I thought it was just fitting. Martin Luther King Day, the Rockets will take on the Sixers. The Spurs take on the Hawks. The Warriors take on the Grizzlies, and the Thunder take on the Lakers. That's for Martin Luther King Day. So that's a pretty good lineup I think we got for opening week and the Christmas holidays stuff. So Steve Davidson, your thoughts on the early part of the NBA schedule, especially with the opening week and the Christmas games? Yeah, you're running Angel. Yeah, yeah, they are. Well, whoop, there it is. All right, Steve Kent. Yes. Right, right. Yes. Dumb. Exactly. It's really dumb. Yeah, right, right. Oh, Yes. Right. Uh-oh. Yeah. Right. No, 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 no. Remember, we nobody wins on paper. Uh, yes, of course. Yuck. Yes. Denver won their first Grammy. Yes. You don't. You don't. Mm. Uh, yeah, that's all. No. Okay. Let me get to Greg for some golf news here. Greg, are you there? Yes. No. Right. Good. Glad to hear that. No, they haven't. Yeah. Season all right. I called 0. Yes. Yeah. So what do you make of the last week's tournament though? Yeah. Right. Right. Yes. Oh, yeah. No. Yes. Remember that? Yes, yes. Uh, uh, right now, we got 3 in the top 5 are Americans in the BMW Championship right now. We got Sky Scheffler up by 2 over, Brian Hartman, Fitzpatrick, the only non-American in the to now in the top 4, and Max Homa is, in there in 4th. So, it's looking pretty good for the Americans right now. Max Homa? No. No, he's the only non no, the only non-American in the top 4. The only Yeah, the only non-American. He should be, yeah, right, right, and Wyndham Clark is hanging around there. He won a tournament not that long ago. Uh, yeah, Mac is still up there. I call Yeah, well, some of that completed their rounds yet, and, Justin Rose is hanging in there, even though he's not American, but yeah, right, yeah. Oh, good. I like that. I like Well, we'll keep tabs. Yeah, we'll keep tabs on that. All right, turning to football now. Saints tight end Jimmy Graham was arrested in Southern California after experiencing a medical episode with the Saints said in a statement last night. Graham was arrested for on a suspicion of DUI and a controlled substance after police found him wandering in traffic, according to TMZ. Now, I'm not too great on TMZ's reporting, but in this case, I think that might be legit. Everybody knows how much I don't like TMZ because they're just a tabloid, Yeah. The team doctors say that Graham suffered a seizure and that resulted in him having a feel disoriented. Graham was taken into custody by local authorities, then transferred to a local hospital for an evaluation for what Dr. John Amos believes to be a seizure and spent the night undergoing medical testing. Amos met Graham at the hospital and is overseeing care at this time. Kind of a tough break for the Saints with Graham, isn't it, guys? You better come back, Steve. Steve, you better come back later. Steve Ken, your turn. All right, Steve Ken, your turn. Right. No. Mm, right. Yes. Right. No. Yeah. Yes. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Right. You're probably right. Anyone else have any thoughts? All right. The Saints will be fine. Anyone else have any? Yes. Yeah. No. Okay. Anybody else? All right. Now move on. The Eagles made a number of personnel moves, including releasing cornerback Greedy Williams. I guess he got a little too greedy. Sorry. Williams signed a 1 year deal in March, but was not able to climb up the depth chart this summer. He spent the last 3 seasons playing with the Browns and started 21 games. To make matters worse, his brother, Rodeus, who also plays at cornerback, was released by the Giants. A double whammy for the both brothers. Okay. Earlier this week, the Eagles released cornerback Zach McPherson and receiver Tyler Cleveland with injury destinations. Cleveland had the worst. Now, that's talking the city, Cleveland. This is the player named Cleveland now. Suffered neck injuries in Thursday's preseason game against the Browns. McPherson was also lost for the year with a torn Achilles. Ugh. To make matters worse for Cleveland, he was carted off the field on a stretcher after landing on his head and neck area. Will still be paid and remain under the care of the Eagles, according to a source, with the move to be uh, procedural and the Eagles believing he will go unclaimed to revert to the injury list. It's tough enough when you have injuries in the regular season, but when you have them in preseason, that makes it even worse. Any thoughts on that? On this on the Eagles. Where's the Eagles fans when you need them? Right. No, it's not. But an injury is an injury. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay. Yes. So would I. I know, but I'm talking about the type of injury though, because some I mean, when you have a concussion, in preseason, that's a lot of damage. And Achilles injuries, you really don't see that a lot in preseason. This, is I think a little bit beyond that. Yep, exactly. Yeah, right. Oh, all right. Okay, nobody else have any comments? I'll move along with some other stuff. Okay, after disappointing X in the World Cup, um, Victor Vlatko Androbowski has stepped down as manager of the U.S. women's soccer team. Bad enough. Source to ESPN back on earlier this week. An announcement coming confirming Androbowski stepping down came through on August 17th, Wednesday. Sources add that assistant coach Twyla Kilgore is expected to take over as interim coach for at least two friendly matches against South Africa next month, but that is not official. The move comes 10 days after the U.S. lost to Sweden in the knockout round of the tournament, which is the earliest the U.S. has ever been eliminated. Not only do we lose that in the shootout, but we also lose the manager. Doesn't look good for the U.S. women's soccer team for a while. I think their dominance is over, guys. We make it. It was bad enough losing, and now you lose the manager. And the team has gotten older. I mean, they were missing Megan Raponi. You know, what this is not. I don't think it's going to be the same U.S. team that we have seen over like the past decade, and even like in the 99, 95, 99 area when you had like uh, Mia Hamm, Brandy Chastain, and all of them. So, what's the look for the future of women's U.S. soccer? This is a free game I can dial in. Well, oh, right, right. Obviously not. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Anyone else? Huh? Yes. Correct. Yes. No. Mm. I hate bad, not bad. Yeah. No kidding. Absolutely. The men are yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. No. Mhm. Yeah, it is. Right. Alex is here. Alex, care to add anything? Well, no, the U.S. Manager for the U.S. Women's team has stepped down, and now they're trying to find a permanent replacement. So, yeah, yes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was right. Hang on. Yes, we do. Exactly. Incidentally, they had the bronze medal match today. Sweden, Australia. Sweden won 2-0 over the home team. Just a second here. I have it right here. Okay. Um, Sweden, ranked third, was awarded a penalty shot in the 28th minute after a video review of Claire Hunt as she clipped the heels off of Stinta Baxtenu and Frölunda Raffo and slotted the goal home. Swedish captain Korsarv Arlanti scored in the 16th minute and provided enough assurance to give them the win. Although disappointed by another loss, this was Australia's best finish in the World Cup after never getting past the quarterfinal stage. Which also goes to prove that just because you got home field advantage doesn't mean you're going to win. So let's put it to you that way, folks. So tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, I should say, oh boy, England versus Spain in the Women's World Cup final should be a doozy. I didn't think no, I didn't think that this was England's first time in a women's final. I mean, the men have been in the finals, countless times. They are a dominant force in soccer, but I wasn't aware this was the first time that the women of England were involved in the final match. Spain, of course, is a powerhouse, both men's and women's. So it should be a doozy tomorrow. I've got my lock on it. Let's ask if anybody else. All right, Steve Kent, who do you think? England or Spain? All right, Alex, Steve Davidson, England or Spain for the World Cup final? England. Okay. Uh, Chris, I guess I get the point. And Diane. Well, I think I'm on the outside looking in here. I'm going to go with Spain. Spain's a powerhouse in soccer, both men's and women's. I think they're just going to roll right past them. So, forget me being outside, but that I think they're just too good. Of course, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I don't see Spain giving up so easily here. But we'll find out tomorrow, won't we? Yes. Okay, Diane. If you want to do your trivia, go right ahead. Anything you can get. I believe you're saying the men's World Cup, correct? Yeah, the men's World Cup, right? Because 1930, 1930. Yes. Yes. Hmm. Arena. Yeah. Oh, all right. Anybody else want to take a guess? Valeria. We'll be right with you, Valeria. Okay. Anyone else want to take a guess? Right. I know. Well, let me ask you this. Valeria, you follow soccer, I think, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, read it again, Di. No, it was second question. Second question. The pitch. The pitch. Bang. Okay. All right. 16. 16. Mhm. Yes. Mhm. Right. Steve, did you get that? Steve Davidson, that is. Okay. Is there something wrong? Hmm. Oh, Gerald's here. Okay. Gerald. Okay, Valeria, is there anything you want to bring up? Anything will do. Um, well, who do you like in tomorrow's matchup between Spain and England for the tomorrow's World Cup final? Spain or England? Spain. Ah. Oh, boy, I am the outsider here. Oh boy. No, everybody's a big one here. I know, but I can't rather. It's only every 4 years it happens. So, but this is a big event. Oh, Steve, you have any WWE or UFC information for us? Hmm. Speak up, Steve. Speak up. Okay. Uh huh. All right. That's all. Okay. All right. So we'll move on to other news items of the week. We go from one World Cup to another as the World Cup of basketball is going to be beginning soon, the FIBA World Cup, that is. But for Canada, might be a big problem as Jamal Murray is out as he needs more recovering time following a run of the finals in June. Oh boy. The decision does not come as a big surprise as Murray did not travel with Team Canada for a series of games against Europe last week. He did, however, take part in training camp in Toronto. Murray, who tore his ACL in 2021, has 2 years left on his contract and is eligible to sign for a 3-year extension worth up to $144 gazillion. Okay, 144 million. You get the idea, though. The Nuggets this summer. He also has the option to wait until next summer to extend his contract and could be eligible for a $300 million deal if, I say if, he makes an All NBA team. Remember that word if, guys. Canada is not known for dominance in any world competition in basketball. They have not qualified for the Olympics since 2000 and has not medaled at all since 1936. Even without Murray, Canada feels is their strongest team ever, thanks to Shai Alexander. So, what do you think, guys? Do you think Canada can make it without Murray, and can Alexander carry him through, or is Canada sunk? Yeah. Hmm. Yes. No, we don't. Yeah. Right. Well, I know. But no, obviously not. That's why. Yeah, and don't forget that an automatic Olympic berth is on the line. With this, whoever wins. So that's another thing to be thinking about as well. So it does have some significance, even though it doesn't quite stack up to the World Cup of soccer. Anyone else have any thoughts? Going once, going twice. Nobody. Okay. All right. Hey, you know what? Next week actually starts the first week of college football. Yes, yes, I know it's week 0, but being that we are college football fans, most of us, I think, anyway. I thought maybe we would go over the first week of the college schedule. Now, remember, guys, one thing though, that once we go full throttle starting next week, try to keep the responses to like 5 minutes or less, so I can get everything in for the college games and for the pros when we start that in a couple of weeks as well. Okay, just want to get everything in because sometimes we go a little bit long, and that might get everything in. So, are we ready for this next week's first games? All right, starting. I go in order here. So this is how it's going to go. Number 13, Notre Dame takes on Navy. Steve Davidson. All right, Chris. Steve Kent. And he just went to get ready to do his own show. Okay. All right. Diane. Alex. Oh boy. Valeria. All right. And Gerald. It's a split. I'm going Notre Dame. It's a split. I like it though. That's okay. All right. I'm gonna skip this next matchup because I don't really do much here. All right, so we'll go with UMass and Mexico State. New Mexico State, I should say. Uh, Steve, UMass. Okay, Chris. Ooh, wow. Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Uh, Steve Davidson. Oh, you got it right. I'm sorry. Diane, Alex, Valeria, New Mexico State. That's true. That's true. But they're better in basketball anyway. Okay. And and baseball. Can't forget that, and hockey. Okay, Gerald, I'm gonna go to New Mexico State too. Okay, oh, um, I'll take this one. Ohio versus San Diego State. I didn't say Ohio State. I said Ohio and San Diego State. Steve, right? Chris, it's at San Diego State. Yes, that's okay. I like it. I like it. Uh, okay, Valeria. All right, and Gerald. Diane, did I get you? I'm going with Ohio. All right. Uh, this could be a. This might be. Oh wait, this could be horrible. Hawaii Vanderbilt. Oh boy. If only they can have a 0-0 tie in this. Steve, help. Chris, Hawaii Vanderbilt. You can say that again. Diane, Valeria, Gerald. Well, I'll say one thing. I can say Bookham Dano, Hawaii. Oh boy. Yeah. Or Aloha. Or Aloha is the case. Uh, womp womp. Oh boy. And okay, number 6, USC versus San Jose State. Well, like this. Steve? All right. Chris? No, this is San Jose State. No, no, Chris. Well, it's with Chris, it's actually San Jose State. You said okay, Valeria, USC, San Jose State. All right, Diane. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take USC myself. I mean, that's almost like a given. Gerald, I get you. USC. Let's say USC by 30. Why make it? Why make it too much of an onslaught? I don't like to do that much. And finally, right. Right. Okay. And last but not least, Florida International versus Louisiana Tech. Steve. Chris. All right. Diane. Gerald. Valeria. I'm gonna go with Louisiana Tech myself. And next week we'll do all the rest of it, starting with the August 31st games. All right, so now we'll go to the NFL. And now, Valeria, this is a little bit different. We don't take during the preseason, we don't take every matchup of who against who. We just want you to take your best game of next week. We'll do the regular stuff once we get into the regular season. So, being that next week is the really the last week of the preseason, thank goodness. Right. So, yeah, yeah. Yes. Okay. So let me read off the list of games for next week, and then you guys tell me your best one for the week. All right. We're gonna start off with the Lions taking on Green Bay. That's on Thursday. There's nothing on Friday and Saturday this week. Wow. Most of the games will be on Sunday. So here we go. The Falcons take on the Jaguars. The Dolphins take on the Bills. The Broncos take on the Bears. Ravens take on the Browns. Bengals take on the Titans. The Rams take on the Colts. The Yucks take on the Saints. I mean the Bucks. Sorry. Commanders take on the Eagles. The Vikings take on the Panthers. The Steelers take on the Texans. Raiders take on the Chargers, or the Bolts as they may be. Them takes on the Cowboys, namely New England. Uh, the Cardinals take on the 49ers. The Chiefs take on the Jets. Yikes. And Monday, the Seahawks take on the Giants. All right, group. So remember, give me your best one of the week, and we'll do the regulars. And when the regular season comes, we'll do team by team, of course. Steve. All right, Chris. Yes. Even. Ha 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 ha. Uh, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. All right, all right. Diane. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Gerald. Two. Okay. Yes. Good point. All right. Oh, uh, oh, wait a second. I think I made a mistake here. Wait. Yeah, I did. Hold on. Let's try it again because it didn't go exactly the way I wanted, the way it was supposed to be. So let's try this again. Okay. I apologize. Preseason week. Yeah. All right. Here we go. For next week's games. I'm sorry, guys. It went to the wrong page. Let's try this again. All right. So Thursday, Steelers versus the Falcons. The Colts take on the Eagles. For Friday, the Lions take on the Panthers. The Patriots take on the Titans. The Bolts take on the 49ers. Saturday, the Bills take on the Bears. The Seahawks take on the Packers. The Browns take on the Chiefs. The Cardinals take on the Vikings. Jets, Giants, need to say more. Bengals take on the Commanders. The Ravens take on the Bucks. The Dolphins take on the Jaguars. The Raiders take on the Cowboys. The Rams take on the Broncos. And Sunday, the Texans take on the Saints. Okay, guys, now we'll get it straight. So who do you got for next week's final preseason finale. Let's start that again. Steve. Okay. Diane. Of course. Gerald. Okay. The Bears. The Bears. Okay. Valeria. All right. Jets versus Giants. Okay. I'm gonna go gangrene anyway. So yeah. My favorite game of the year, so to speak. Okay. So moving right along. I mean, come on, it's Jets Giants. It's bragging rights, people. Come on. Can you say we're in big trouble, boys and girls? Sure, you can. Okay. Um, on the base, right? Yes, of course. Okay. Moving right along to some baseball here. Yankees left-hander Carlos Rodon is expected to come off the injured list and start Tuesday against the Nationals, that according to Aaron Boone. Rodon went on the injured list on August 7th with a strained left hamstring. Boone also said that Luis Cerviano, who also struggled this summer, is expected to return on Wednesday. The Yankees are now 60 and 62 and phone ball 500 ahead of this weekend series against the Red Sox, and now lost six straight, counting last night. Ugh. Johnny Brito, Garrett Cole, and Clark Schmidt are the stars of this weekend series. Rodon is in the first year of his 6-year, $162 million deal that he signed in December. Rodon missed the first 3 months of the year with his forearm back injuries and made his debut on July 7th. Rodon is 1-4 in 6 starts with a disgusting ERA of 7.33, giving up 8 home runs in 27 innings. Cerviano is even worse with a 7.98 ERA and 2 for 8 this season with 15 starts. He's given up 7 runs in 3 outings in July and is 1-6 with an ERA of 11.08 in 8 outings since July 1st. All right, guys, what is wrong with the Yankees? This is not like them. I mean, they're below 2 games below 500 now. I mean, we haven't seen anything like this since 1995. Since I say 1991. This is or 1990 rather. This is not like the Yankees should be. What do you think is wrong? Yeah, please. Yes. Thanks. I see. Yeah. Wow. Apparently so. Wow. Yeah. Wow. No. No. Mm, guess not. That is shocking. It's a shame. Jimmy, your thoughts? No. Yes. Yeah. Right. I gotta agree. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yes. Nope. Right. Right. No, you're not. Okay. Hmm. I'll give you that, yeah. I think if the Yankees don't make the postseason, he will be gone. I can tell you that right now. And the way it looks right now, they're not making the postseason. Okay, I can move on. He does not. Get out. Right. That's true. All right, moving along to our idiot of the week, as Giants manager, San Francisco Giants manager Gabe Kapler was suspended for one game and fined for returning to the dugout after already being ejected, which makes you a real bonehead anyway. Kapler was ejected in the fourth inning by home plate umpire Chad Wishton after arguing a questionable called strike in Tuesday's game against the Rays. It was his second ejection of the season and seventh overall. He served the suspension last night as the Giants took on the Braves. The Giants at that point were 64 and 57, trailed the Dodgers by 10 and a half games in the NL West, have lost 8 of their last 11. Now I think 8 of their last 12, but still had a game and a half up on the wild card spot. The Giants had only won 10 of 26 games since July 18th, and were only a game and a half out of first place at that point. You went back in after you got ejected. Boy, are you stupid. I think he did. Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. He was the manager of the mess. Yes. Of the Mets. Right. Okay. Gotta move on. Gotta move on. Steve, I got some news for you. The Ravens reached a deal with Jadeveon Clowney, announced by the Ravens yesterday, proving their much needed depth at outside linebacker. The deal is for 1 year at 2.5 million, but could jump to May as 6 million, according to sources. The Ravens have shown a lot of interest in free agent rushers this summer. The Ravens met with Kyle Van Noy and Dwayne Smoot. Clowney was selected first overall in 2014, received the contract offer from the Ravens during his visit on August 8th, but left without a contract. And they made a visit to the Jaguars on Sunday. By joining the Ravens, Clowney reunites with Anthony Weaver, the Ravens assistant coach and defensive lines coach. Weaver worked with Clowney for 3 years while he was defensive lineman coach for the Houston Texans. He's a three-time Pro Bowler with 43 sacks, which is more than the current linebackers together. They only have 28.5. Okay. Clowney has played for the Browns the last 2 seasons and back-to-back 1 year contracts. Okay, Steve. So what do you make about Clowney going to the Ravens? I know you're a Commanders fan, but still, real good money. Mhm. I get it. All right, Chris. No, Jimmy. Yeah, Diane. Um, Gerald, did I get you on that one? All right. Okay. And the Lions wide receiver Denzel Mims, after being acquired in a trade with from the Jets last month. Oh boy, Tara's gonna hate that one. Mims suffered the injury during a recent training camp practice and suffered a calf injury in rehab. A source from ESPN. He will become an unrestricted free agent, so that may be good news. Because the trade was conditional on Mims making the roster, the Lions would get back their 2025 sixth-round pick, while a 2025 seventh-round pick will return to New York. That's a fair deal, don't you think? Yeah, that's kind of a good move right there. Before the injury, Mims was impressive in camp, but the Lions receiver core has been taking a beating as Amon St. Brown suffered an ankle injury and Jason Williams sidelined for the preseason with a hamstring injury. Hmm. I got a question though concerning injuries though in baseball. To be honest with you, we seem to be seeing a lot more injuries with hamstrings and contusions and oblique injuries this season. Is it just me, or is it really has it been coming on for quite some time now? Because I think it's been happening a lot more in recent years than in previous years. Does anybody think that anything different, or am I just you know thinking that's Gerald? Your thoughts on baseball injuries? Why are we seeing more of this type of injuries? It's me. Yeah, but I mean, the same type of injuries though. The contusions, the concussions, the hamstring injuries. I mean, I think we're seeing more of a rash of it. Or do you think maybe it's just like, or nothing's really changed in recent years? All right, Chris, your thoughts? Yeah, no, I'm talking baseball. I'm talking baseball with their injuries because there seems to be more of a growing list with the same type of injuries, like with obliques, contusions, concussions, and whatnot. So, am I just overreacting, or is this becoming more of an epidemic? Yes. Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. Jimmy? Okay. Okay. Jimmy? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yes. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts, or I'll just move on? Okay. All right. Well, we have good news and bad news for the Mets as they beat the Cardinals on Thursday. Now the bad as infielder Mark Bednos has the 10-day injured list with left wrist tendonitis. Okay. The move was Wednesday, and is not expected to keep him out of action for more than 8 games. Going injured list will allow him to heal, and the Cardinals will add another player to the roster. In this case, Abe Almonte, who was recalled from AAA Syracuse. Bednos is batting 195 with and 2 home runs and 10 RBIs in 37 games. He has played at first and third base and a DH, though more at third base, as the Mets shipped off Brent Batty to the Myers on August 7th. Bednos has had 2 stints with the Mets. First, after being called on May 17th before being sent to the Myers on June 18th, recalled 3 days later. Why would you recall him 3 days later? I have no idea. Uh, Almonte, yeah, thank you, Alex. And okay, yeah. In another move, the Mets transferred left-hander Josh Walker to the 60-day injury list with a right oblique strain. See, that's what I'm talking about. Another oblique strain. It's become an epidemic in baseball. The rookie appears to be done for the season with an 0-1 record and an awful ERA of 8.10 in 10 innings and 14 appearances. Now, believe me, that is awful. See, that's what I'm talking about. The same type of injuries happening to all these players, the obliques and whatnot. That's what I was thinking of. You know, like I was saying, was it just me or has it become an epidemic? And like Chris said, it's a little bit of both. And yeah, you're probably right. All right. Dodgers are the hottest team in baseball. They have now won, I believe, now 12 straight victories. Oh boy. Austin Burns hit a whole solo home run on Thursday night in the eighth to give the Dodgers a 1-0 victory over the Brewers in a real good old fashioned pitcher's duel, if you like that kind of thing. The Dodgers swept the Brewers in the series and outscored them 14-3. It was the 12th time this season the Dodgers blanked their opponents. The Dodgers are hot. I'll tell you that right now. Lance Lynn, the 2021 NL Cy Young. Hold on, I gotta get these messages off here. Okay, that's better. Corbin Burns to retire 10 batters in a row, including 6 strikeouts, but never figured the decision. Lynn allowed 4 hits in 7 innings, struck out 3, and walked 1. Burns gave up 2 hits in 7 innings for his 6th scoreless outing of the year. He struck out 9 and walked 2. Caleb Ferguson received the win after coming in relief. And Phillips recorded his 18th save of the season. The Brewers had the tying run scoring position in the ninth. Phillips issued a 2-out walk to Sam Frelick, who stole second base. He has 3 steals in the game, but that was not enough as Willie Adams struck out and the Dodgers got the victory. The Dodgers in the month of August, I believe now. Well, at the time of this report, it was 15-1 and won 10 in a row at home. His Dodgers team has come on strong, guys. Can they overtake the Braves if it comes to that in the NLCS?
Not quite.
No, no. Yeah, yeah. Well, I got a good comment here from somebody here. Listen carefully. This is coming from one of our other contributors here. Somebody saying Alcuna is going to be the next Ricky Henderson. He has stolen 50 bases this year. I don't know. I don't know about being the next Ricky Henderson, but Alcuna is good. 50 this 50 this season. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right. I got nothing against him, but no, he's no Ricky Henderson. Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jimmy, before I go on, you're big on soccer. Who do you like in the final tomorrow, Spain or England? You're a mile along here. Thank goodness. Yeah. Yeah. It should be. I don't know. I think Spain's gonna blow them out. Anywho, moving on. White Sox star Tim Anderson has 6 game suspension for fighting with Jose Ramirez and triggered off another version of baseball, reduced to 5 games and summoned by the league. Baseball, get it? Anderson began serving the suspension yesterday as the Rockies began a 3 game series, and Ramirez already served a 2 game suspension, originally serving for 3 games. In a statement on Instagram, Anderson made an apology for his actions. Yeah, a little late, don't you think? Anderson was given a more harsher penalty for instigating the fight on August 5th when both he and Ramirez both faced off in the middle of the infield like two heavyweight boxers. Probably thinking Frazier and Ali. But I don't want to talk about Frazier. I don't want to talk about Frazier. Okay. Um, Anderson connected with a couple of boxes before Ramirez dropped him with a blow to the face. The fight started when Ramirez slid headfirst into second base between Anderson's legs with an RBI double. He seemed bothered by the tag and then jumped to his feet. Both players exchanged words, with Anderson pointing in Anderson's face as the second base umpire Malachi Moore tried to break them up. Anderson then decided to drop his glove and challenge Ramirez by raising his arms in a boxer's stance. Both players threw punches, with Ramirez connecting with a blind shot that dropped Anderson for a loop, and then both teams joined in the bench clearing brawl. Guarding his manager Terry Francona, closer Emmanuel Clase, and third base coach Mike Harbaugh were suspended 1 game each, while White Sox manager Pedro Grifol was also suspended for 1 game. Just be updates. I got it from ESPN. It was on on Thursday's news. I agree. That's right. Right. No. Yeah, I know. Yeah. We got another call from Ohio. Would you say your name, please? Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. More of baseball, wouldn't you say? Oh boy. Yeah, I did. Yeah. But the old saying goes, boys will be boys, right? Right. Yeah. But I mean, it's becoming more like, like a hockey game now with players fighting. I mean, I thought baseball was supposed to be the peaceful of the four major sports. Boy, was I wrong about that. Yeah, okay. So anyway, Titans quarterback Will Lewis left in a joint practice with the Vikings in what was described as a lower body injury. Ugh. Lewis participated in most of the practices, including 7-on-7 drills. Titans coach Mike Vrabel, Vrabel went into for the two-man period as the teams did over the last 15 minutes of practice. We plan to let him go, say, Thursday, said Vrabel, but they took him in, and we'll see where he is for tonight's game against the Vikings. Yesterday was the last day of practice. Actually, Thursday was. Levi's was one of three quarterbacks on the roster. Ryan Tannehill has not played a preseason game since 2019. If Lewis is unable to play tonight, the Titans will go with Willis for the entire game. Grab Tannehill take some snaps. Willis played 42 games in the preseason opener versus the Bears, while Levis played 30. Not exactly how you want to, do heading your way into the season, guys. Lions receiver Jameson Williams is likely out for the rest of preseason, according to head coach Dan Campbell. Williams exited a joint practice with the Jaguars earlier this week to enter the locker room after hurting his leg in a in mid stride as he was running a deep ball route on 7-on-7 drills as he was grabbing his right hamstring area. Even in preseason, we're getting these hamstring area injuries. Williams already missed the first 6 games of is already going to miss the first 6 games of the regular season after violating the league's gambling policy. Oh boy, and will likely end on the field availability. He was eligible to participate in the offseason and preseason activities, including preseason games, before the suspension took place at the final roster countdown. Yes, of course. All right. Oh, Jimmy, I got something for you. Being you're a soccer fan, Lionel Messi did it again. He scored his sixth goal since joining Miami as they beat Philadelphia 4-1 on Wednesday night. First goals were by Messi and Yusuf Martinez, and Jordan Abla gained the visiting team to an easy win over the Union and sets them up for a first ever League Cup final, which I believe is tonight against Philadelphia. Now they'll face Nashville in the final tonight. Yes, tonight. Miami also earned a spot in the 2024 Champions Cup, a first time in team history to reach that final. But the opposing manager of the Union, Jim Curtin, says it was a disappointment after losing the MLS finals last season on penalty kicks, losing the semifinals of this tournament, and losing in the Eastern Conference Finals in the MLS in 2021. I remember that. It takes a complete effort to have a chance against a team like that says, like Miami, Curtin said after the match. The first 20 to 30 minutes were we made too many mistakes and they just punished us. And they were just too good. Hard to lose, give up 4 goals, and that part hurts. It does not feel normal to walk off the pitch after giving up 4 goals. This was the Union's first loss at home this entire season. How do you like that? Yeah, I figured you'd be interested in that. Yeah. Lost at home too. Wow. Oh yeah, right. Okay, guys, I got a good story here. I think you're gonna like. All right, this one here. There's a new baby girl named for Mookie Betts. This is the feel good story of the week. The Dodgers slugger was on the deck, struggling and weighing his at bat at home on August 2nd against the A's when a fan that if Betts hit a, said that if Betts hits a home run, the man would give his soon-to-be daughter the middle name Mookie. Oh boy, I heard about this and just laughed about it, but the fan was serious. Betts recounted a social media video. I turned around and told him, "Nah, I don't do that. Come on, that's crazy." But he do it anyway. Betts again urged the fan not to do it, saying, "Your wife wouldn't like that." Oh boy. Betts walked up to the plate and hit a monster home run of 436 feet for his longest home run as a Dodger. After circling the bases, he he pumped, fist pumped the fan named Giuseppe Mancuso. A few weeks later, he sees the birth certificate on Twitter, now known as X, and it reads the name Francesca Mookie Mancuso. Betts replied, "I can't wait to meet her. That's going to be my girl. Maybe he'll be the Godfather." Mancuso introduced his daughter to the world on a social media account, tagging the Dodgers. Betts and the network would cover the game, saying, "A bet is a bet." Well, what's it from? His wife gave birth to the girl on August 7th. For the record, Betts' real name was Marcus Lynn Betts. He took the name Mookie. Wait, anyone want to take a guess where he got the name? Took the name from? Come on, guys, take a guess. Anybody here? Anybody here? Wait a minute. Wait. Well, it was an NBA player named Mookie Betts, and that's where he took the name from. He took it from Mookie Betts, so that's where he got it from. But I think that's a great story, though. To be honest with you, yeah. Ah, come on, don't do that. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, I like it. See, we do come up with some interesting stories from time to time here, don't we, guys? Yeah. Even though it may sound totally wacky to the rest of us, but hey, we like wacky. At least I do. All right, this week in sports history coming up. Yeah, it says this week with George Stephanopoulos. Why did this happen to me? Oh, never mind. Oops. Yeah. So I'm thinking that's gonna be Miami winning the League Cup champion tomorrow, too, Jimmy. Okay, we gotta move quickly now. Okay, 1903, Philadelphia Phillies suffer their record ninth straight postponed game. When it rains, it pours. 1911, New York Giant Christy Mathewson loses a bet. Loses after beating Reds 22 straight times. And by the way, Christy is a guy. 1921, Tigers Ty Cobb is the fourth to get 3,000 hits against the Red Sox and was the youngest player ever at the time. 1945, Phillies Jimmy Fox pitches first 7 innings versus the Reds and wins. 1951, Bill Veeck of the Browns sends Eddie Gainell at 3 feet 7, the smallest pitcher to pinch hit, and he walked on 4 pitches. Only 3'7". Wow. 1927, the New York Giants board of directors vote 8-1 to move their baseball franchise to San Francisco in 1958. I left my baseball team in San Francisco. No. Okay. Reds pitcher Jim Mahoney in 1958 throws his second no-hitter of the season with a 1-0 win over the Cubs. Speaking of no-hitters, the Cubs' Ken Holtzman no-hits the Braves 3-0 in 1969. Are you guys still with me? Okay, just want to be sure. 1980, Kansas City Royals, George Brett. Hitting streak ends at 30 games, but most of them didn't count because it's Philip Pine Tar anyway, so it didn't really count. Oh, no, just kidding. Yeah, sorry. 1983, Dodgers trade Dave Stewart and Ricky Wright to the Rangers for Rick Honeycutt, no relation to BJ Honeycutt of MASH. Okay. You guys can stop making a fool of myself, Okay. 1983, LSU footballer, that's soccer. No, it's football. He's a running back. Was sentenced to 5 years for counterfeiting. Okay. 1984, the PGA Championship. Lee Trevino wins his second PGA title. 4 shots over Gary Player and Lanny Watkins. 1988, the Rangers signed ex-Montreal Canadian great Guy Lafleur out of retirement. Too bad we didn't do anything that year. Just trying to find something interesting here. 1985, Mike Tyson returns to the ring after serving 3 years in prison and DQs Peter McNally and was disqualified. And DQs Peter McNally in 89 seconds. 89 seconds. Wow. 1997, Yankees third baseman, former Red Sox first baseman Wade Boggs pitches a scoreless inning versus Anaheim. Okay, 2004, American swimmer Michael Phelps wraps up the 200 by 400 meter individual medal double at the Athens Games when he wins the 200 meter race ahead of teammate Ryan Locke. And those two don't like each other at all. No. I think that's I think we'll put it at that because nothing else anybody pays much attention to here. Oh, Novak Djokovic defeats Roger Federer 6-4, 6-4 in the final of the Cincinnati Masters to become the first player to win all 9 Masters 1000 tennis tournaments since he started back in 1990. And remember, the U.S. Open starts next week. Yeah. Shocking, isn't it? Yeah. What can I say? Yeah, as we get down to the end of the summer. Remember, guys, like I said, next week we'll go into the full throttle of college football. So be prepared, as we'll do. We'll do like about the best 10 games of the national, and we'll take some local predictions. The Yankees are slipping through the cracks as they lost one to the Braves this past week. Bryce Elder went 7 innings for the Braves and gave only 1 hit in their 5 shutout against the Yankees. How embarrassing. This is probably their worst season since 1990. They were at 1995 at this point, 60-61, but they still made the wild card playoffs that round anyway, only to lose to Seattle. So it's still doable that we can do it, but it's looking rather slim right now. Sad story of the week. Former Arkansas running back Alex Collins, who played in the NFL for 5 seasons, died Sunday after being involved in a motorcycle crash in Lauderdale Lake, Florida. He was 28. Collins crashed his SUV on West Parkland Boulevard, according to the news release. The SUV was making a left turn when the motorcycle hit its rear passenger side, causing him to go through the window and came to rest inside the vehicle as he was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash, I believe, is still under investigation. Collins was the 5th round pick out of Seattle in 2016 and was released a year later as he joined the Ravens as the other team with 973 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns and celebrated with an Irish dance every time he scored. Oh, okay. In 2018, though, he was placed on injured reserve with a foot injury. In December, the Ravens released him 4 months after being charged with gun and drug violations. He did return to Seattle in the 2020 and 21 seasons and was lead back for a time as Chris Carson injured. So it's a shame to happen at such a young age too. And West Virginia's men's basketball coach Bob Higgins entered a 12-month diversion program to reserve a drunk driving arrest. Huggins was scheduled for a full arrangement um, on Wednesday, according to court records in Pittsburgh. The hearing was canceled last month after he entered a treatment program. Under the agreement, his 1 year probation period can be done in 6 months if he meets all conditions, including the completion of an alcohol treatment program. Huggins was assessed $2,810 in court costs and fees, $300 for an alcohol highway safety program. His license was suspended for 60 days. His SUV was stopped in the middle of traffic in Pittsburgh on June 16th in a shredded tire. Breath test determined his blood alcohol content was twice the legal limit in the state of Pennsylvania, then was arrested. West Virginia had announced the next day that Huggins resigned based on part of a text message that was sent from his cell phone of Huggins' wife to the athletic director. A week later, the interim replacement was named for the 2023-24 season. It was not until July 8th, though, that Huggins released a statement saying he never officially stepped down and wanted to keep his job. He also checked into a rehab facility. Pretty bizarre, if you ask me, guys. West Virginia has maintained that Huggins had resigned, even though he had accused the university of issuing a false statement in his name and did not write or review. Hmm. Huggins entered the Basketball Hall of Fame last September as the third all-time in wins by a coach. Only Coach K and Jim Boeheim have more wins. Yeah, well, but I've heard some comments. No surprise, some people just get away with doing things like that. All right, guys, so just about to wrap up the show for this week. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Jimmy, glad you can make it. Alex, I'll catch him later. Remember, of course, next week we take care of the college football picks. Also, the best and worst of the month. I think I got quite a few of them. Oh boy. Let's take a look at the golf outings from the BMW Championship because I'm sure it's going to be a doozy. And of course, any NFL news I'll come along the way. Oh, yeah, one more note here with concerning WNBA as the New York Liberty won the Commissioner's Cup over the Vegas Aces. They beat the top team in the league this season, and I'm glad to hear it. Congratulations, New York Liberty. Of course, it's no bearing on the rest of the regular season or the playoffs, but nevertheless, it was their first championship of any kind in their existence, and I don't know about you, but I'm proud of that. All right, so on that note, I will say good night, and everybody have a good week. Until then, next week, same time, same station. Good night.